Well, what's up, guys? So here we are, and yeah, if you can tell the title, this is pretty big information. Being able to do fourth and fifth gen Wi-Fi now that the Nintendo servers are down. I don't know how long this has been around, but some fans have made an alternate server that we can connect to be able to use, and this will hopefully give you a fairly comprehensive tutorial on how to do so, including all the steps. Now you could skip a lot of the steps and just download the zip file that I have there for you, but if you don't want to do so because you don't trust it for some reason, or you just want to install it yourself, or you want to be able to patch other ROMs, then go ahead and do so. So the first thing that you want to do is you obviously want to go get a ROM, and then you want to go get a SAV file or some type of file from the internet if you don't want to play through the game. If you just want to play through the game, then it's fine. Don't show that message again. Don't know why that's popping up, but that's whatever. So the first thing that so besides the zip file link that's already in the description, I have a couple of other links right here. This is obviously the IP address that we need to connect to connect to the server. We'll get to that later. So this is the GitHub file, or not the GitHub file, the GitHub page that has all of the information here, as well as the Desmume page if you want to go ahead and download that. I'll leave both of those in the description. I'm not going to leave anything else though, because I don't know what type of issues I can have if I leave like a link to the ROM that I use in this video, and that I'm going to leave in the zip file anyway. So assuming that you haven't just downloaded that zip file, because I already have a patched ROM that's included in there, or you want to play on cartridge. So you want to get your ROM first, and then you want to download this patcher right there for your ROM. I already have it downloaded, so I'm not going to download it. I'm going to pull it up here in the zip folder though, and that should have pretty much everything in there. Also, if you have a cartridge and you want to play on your console, you can use the action replay, and then there's some action replay codes that you can go ahead and use. Yeah, does it say this will? These will also allow retail carts to connect to the server, or then you can just patch it out. Also, if you have like a R4 or an Ace cart, you can use that as well and still play on console. But I'm not gonna go into that because I don't have either of those, like a flash cart, or I don't have an action replay. I think I used to, but I broke. Yeah, I remember it broke because I was like, I think I was like 11, and I tried to download some cheats onto it, and I messed it up, and then it broke. So that's mighty unfortunate, but yeah, so I can't play on cart and show you guys how to do that, but I will show you guys how to do it on Desmume Wi-Fi. So yeah, that's the first thing that you want to do, is you want to download this, patch the ROM, and then this is the exe file, and yeah, this thing, WFC patcher has it. And then what essentially you're going to want to do is, if you pull up your ROM right here, and then you just drag it over to the exe file after you've extracted it, then it will run. And then let me pull up the thing real quick. I actually don't have it in this folder yet because I messed it up. Because I was experimenting with things, but the one in the description will be fine. I'll be sure to fix that. But what's going to happen is that after it patches correctly, you're going to get another ROM file created, another NDS file, and it's going to say Alt WFC, and that's going to be the one that you want. Yeah, I had that issue, was that I dragged the wrong ROM file, because you can't really see that right here, so you have to like click on rename and you can check it. And then you can also see, because it'll say date modified, and it should give you like the most recent time as opposed to some other time. So that's the first thing that you want to do, is you want to get your ROM and you want to get your SAV file prepared. The next thing that you want to do is you want to run this right away if you're just coming from the zip file. If you've downloaded Desmume, off of this website, you should be able to get one. I got 97 or 0.97 or 0.9.7, I should say, just because it's all there. And this win PCAP stuff is already there, so you just want to run that. I got 4.1. I don't know what the difference is, but like I don't think there's a difference or a major difference. I think there's a slight difference. But you just want to go ahead and run that right away. So that's the first thing that you want to do to get Desmume Wi-Fi set up, is run that and then just go through that. I've already done that, so like I said, I'm not gonna do it, but I already have, so that's fine. And then we're gonna come to Desmume Wi-Fi right here. I have a 64-bit OS. I'm gonna click on the 64-bit one. Hold on. If you don't know how to know what type of operating system you have, you go to, if you're on Windows, you go to Computer, and then you right click on the computer thing, click Properties, and then it'll tell you right there, system type 64-bit operating system, or if you have a 32-bit, 32-bit. Just in case you didn't know. Also, something that I should mention is that if you're downloading a SAV file off of the internet, once you've extracted the zip folder and done all that, I gotta log out of Steam, I swear. Alright, but once you've already done that, then you're gonna put it in the battery section right here. And I already have a couple right here, but you're just gonna put it in the battery section so that it runs it. And then also remember to make your SAV file, like if you click rename, it has the name of the ROM and then the alt WSC at the end right there. You gotta name the SAV file the exact same thing as the ROM, like literally the exact same thing. So at this point in time, you should have your Desmume. So Desmume is kind of picky, and for some reason it works the best when you run it as an administrator. So just to do that, just do what I just did, and then just right click and then run as administrator. There's something that you can do in this Desmume I think this is a .ini file. I'm not too sure though. It might not be, but there's something that you can do, I think, where you can edit some of these things in here so that it automatically opens as a administrator program. And then yeah, it's going to open this little thing right here, but that's supposed to happen, so that's fine. So now this should be about the point where the people who just downloaded the zip file should probably come back in. And again, if you're running on cartridge, then you can wait a little bit, or you're running on console. This is just for Desmume Wi-Fi. So first thing that you want to do is go to Wi-Fi settings, and then this is going to pop up, and I'm on a desktop, so I can't click, or I can click on ad hoc, but the default's going to have you on ad hoc. So you want to click on infrastructure, because that essentially puts you on, or I don't know, I'm trying to talk like I know about things, but I don't. I think it puts you on a quote-unquote LAN. Or no, it doesn't put you on a quote-unquote LAN. I don't know. But you want to click infrastructure and then infrastructure settings. Like I said, I'm on Ethernet, so that's the connection that I have. You're going to have something else right here, but it should tell you none if you're on a laptop. But make sure that if you're on a laptop, then make sure you just click on that and connect to the Ethernet. And if you're running on Desmume Wi-Fi, you actually, ironically, will more than likely have to connect to, you're more than likely going to have to use an Ethernet connection. So make sure that when you connect to it, make sure that you disable your wireless NIC, because sometimes they're annoying, and even if you have the Ethernet like plugged into your, or the Ethernet cord plugged into your laptop, it'll still be getting the signal off of the Wi-Fi if you don't go into your control panel and physically disable your wireless NIC. Sometimes they're not that annoying, but just a heads up, because if you have any problems, then hopefully I'll talk about at least the ones that I've experienced going along. So that's the first thing that you want to do. And the second thing that you want to do is go to Emulation Settings. And right now I'm fine. So first of all, you want to make sure that these two things are checked, as well as this. And I already have them checked. And if you downloaded it from the zip file, this is also important. But this is mine, not yours. So what you want to do is just click on these three little dots right here. And then it's going to go to firmware, but this actually isn't in the firmware. And then you see these three files right here. The first one is an ARM9. So you want to click on the one that says BIOS NDS9. And then the same thing for the one that says by ARM7. Then you're just going to want to click on the one that says ARM7. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And then for the firmware image, it's the same thing. Click on the one that says firmware, and then you'll be fine. And then that should be everything that you need. And then if you have some firmware problems, you can have it select this firmware.dfc and load that. But that should rarely be a problem. But if it's a problem, then that's a potential solution, is to put that file in there instead of this firmware.bin file. So that takes care of that. So that essentially has you at that has all the pre-settings ready. So then this will open it, and I already have it in my recent selections, but you probably shouldn't, or you might. I don't know. Depends on what the zip file does. So you're gonna come here, and this is the ROM, and it's already been patched. Like I said, just make sure that it says Alt WSC at the end, because that means that you have the patched ROM and not your original ROM, because I ran into that problem initially. So you know, go ahead and open it. Then we're gonna go ahead and run it in Desmume. I'm gonna go ahead and speed up. You people with the console don't quite have that luxury, but it's gonna go ahead and boot up. And yeah, we're here at Soul Silver. And assuming that you put the SAV files and everything in the correct location, and you're using all the stuff that I put in the zip file, then this thing called alpha should pop up, and that was just the name that the person who used the SAV file used. Like, I just literally googled Soul Silver SAV file, or SAV, that's SAV, because if it, I don't know, it might be save file, but I call it a SAV file. But anyways, that's basically all I googled. And if you want it for like black 2 or white 2 or platinum or something, just google the game and then SAV file or .sav file, and then you should be able to find something within like 3 seconds. And then just download that, and then, like I said, put it in the battery location and make sure it's the exact same name as your ROM. But we're not going to actually go into the game first. We're going to go into this first. And this is important for you people that are on console. You want to go into the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection settings, but you want to do it in the game itself, not in the console. Or if you loaded up the firmware that goes to the initial boot screen. I don't do that because it wastes time, but you can do that if you so desire. So we're going to click on this first. And I'm going to go ahead and just use my mouse because it's easier. So assuming that you're on Desmume Wi-Fi, you should have this here. And if you're not on Desmume Wi-Fi, just follow along and it'll be easier. So you have connection 1, just go ahead and erase it. And now it's already done. And I already have it set up, but if it's your first time setting it up, you're just going to go ahead and erase it. Or if you're going off of the zip file, there might be one there, but it's a good idea just to have a fresh thing there anyway. Even if it's already set up properly from what I've done previously. But we're just going to go ahead and select it. And then it says search for an access point. So we're going to search for an access point right about now. And then if you're on Desmume Wi-Fi, the soft AP will come up. And if you're on console, then whatever your actual Wi-Fi address is that's going to be it. So you're going to click OK, connection, So it's going to test the connection right now. And it should work successfully. And usually if it doesn't work successfully, that means that you messed something up with these settings in here, whether it's the Wi-Fi setting or the emulation setting, or you're not on Ethernet. and you're still connecting through your Wi-Fi, which is why, like I said, you know, if you're on a laptop, then you need to make sure that you disable your wireless NIC physically through a control panel, because sometimes they're lame and they don't let you run through Ethernet. So now we've got that connection established. So we're gonna come down here now, and this is where we connect to the DNS. So it says auto obtain DNS. That's automatically selected at yes. You're gonna click the no, and it's up here. Now this might change from time to time because they sometimes update their server. I remember I saw one person do a tutorial video that's not quite as comprehensive as this one, I don't think, and the IP address here was different. So sometimes if you can't connect, or if you can connect but then you're not able to connect, sometimes that might be because the IP address to the server changed, or maybe they updated it, I don't know. But you're going to want to go ahead and put it in, so I'm just going to move this to the side a little bit. And it's 104.131.9387 at the moment. I believe that's right, 104.131.9387. And then you're going to want to do that for the primary DNS and the secondary DNS. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that in. 9387. Are these settings correct? Yes, I'm going to move this back towards the middle of my screen because OCD. And then just going to go ahead and save those settings. And then you can come in here and then test the connection if you want. It doesn't really matter, but I guess it's good just to make sure. And then, yeah, it'll say connection successful. Okay, and then just go ahead and be out of those things. And then the thing is going to pop up here. So yeah, Soul Silver Alpha. I'm gonna go ahead and load into it, and I am in the center right here. The what I just called it, the center, the GTS area. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk to this person. Would I like to use the Wi-Fi connection? You don't have any friends registered in your pal pad, and then come back. Okay, so I think I set this up already. So. I'm trying to think of a way where I can connect and I don't have to register anyone in my pal pad. What if I talk to you? Or I like to use the Wi-Fi connection. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and save. And wow, my Pokédex is full. This person really tried hard in their stat file. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and save the game. And then let's see what happens when I pop in here. I actually haven't played Heart Gold or Soul Silver, so I don't know what is going to happen. But so far everything looks like it's good. I'm not having any connection problems. Connect to Nintendo Wi-Fi. Let's see what happens here. Because I have connected with the other thing to set up my pal pad, or my friend code rather, but I haven't actually connected to this. If I could connect to this, then this will be pretty good. So let's see what happens. And the two bars are pretty standard if you're running off of Desmume Wi-Fi. Obviously, that's going to change if you're on console. But let's see what happens right here. Also, I am chewing gum at the moment, so I'm trying my best not to actually chew it and be rude. But if it annoys you, then, you know, oh well, you know, I'm putting the video out for free and you pay for what you get, you know what I'm saying? Okay. I don't think this is going to work, though, because this is the alternate server. But we'll see. We'll see. Now maybe I'll put a friend code in my thing just to test it, because I want to actually make sure that this works. Because I've been able to connect to the Wi-Fi to get my friend code, but I haven't actually connected to the thing yet. So actually I might do that. I'm gonna go grab my platinum cartridge, so I'm gonna let that do its thing, and then yeah, I'm gonna grab my platinum cartridge and I'm just gonna look up my FC. Where is it? There's my Sapphire. Haven't touched that in years. That's a coupon. let's see, white version. Sigh. Where's my platinum? Come on. I don't have all the... There it is. Alright, now I just have to find my... Yes, there it is. Communication here, that's what I expected. Alright, well... Now let me just go ahead and try this. So I'm going to go ahead and BRB for a second. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and try and enter my friend code from my actual cartridge real quick. Let's see, what team do I have? Oh, this is my super old Bandit Azov team. Wow, this brings back super memories. Alright, but alright, where's my palpad? Palpad. Alright, use my friend code. Alright, 0606. This is for my cartridge, by the way. So this really won't matter because I don't feel like finding an action replay and then going through the effort of setting up the WEP internet, which you need for 4th gen Wi-Fi. Me will be registered, and yes, this is me, and it's not giving me a problem. That's my friend code, by the way, for this cartridge, if or this thing, if you actually want to know. But yeah, I have one in there, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it a try, talk to this person, and then we should be able to connect. Unfortunately, I can't connect to my to a game because, like I said, I don't feel like changing my internet over to WEP at the moment, and even then I don't have an action replay or anything, or R4, so I can't actually connect because all I have is the cartridge, because that was what we did back in the days. Didn't have any of these fancy schmancy ROMs or any of this other stuff, but I have a legit friend code in there, so I should hopefully be able to connect, and even if it doesn't show anyone in there, I should be able to actually connect. Oh, come on. Unable to connect to my settings. Well, that's unfortunate, because I was able to connect earlier. Hold on, where's the troubleshooting thing? They have a little troubleshooting page right here that you can look at. What was it? $52200. This error seems to appear when attempting to connect to the server multiple times without properly disconnecting first. Reboot your console and try again. Well, that's a problem, isn't it? But I don't know. Hold on. I want to try and get this to work because it seems kind of like a buster move to just like connect to the server and then not do anything about it. Well, how does one do something about that? I don't know. Well, it's not going to work for me there, so I still have to mess around with it, but that's essentially how you should set it up. Why is it saying that? Alright, I'm going to pause this and try and figure this out. Okay, also this is a thing. You need, if you have a firewall enabled, which I don't at the moment, because whenever I'm like gaming on like Steam or something, it's generally a good idea to disable all your firewalls unless you're like in some shady VPN. But you want to have all these ports open, and generally 80 and 443 are always going to be open, but I don't know about the rest of these. And then UDP, allow traffic to all destinations, and since this is not a networking tutorial, I'm not going to go over how to do that, but yeah, just a quick reminder about that since I just looked in this under the troubleshooting area. But we're going to go ahead and see. It said reboot, but it said that for the console. But maybe that'll work with the emulator as well. So let's go ahead and give it a whirl. If you have to reboot every single time, that's kind of annoying, but I mean, at the same time, the thing got shut down, so considering that this is, you know, fan stuff, and then, you know, it's like you can't really complain, considering that this is essentially a fan server. So hopefully I can connect. If I can't connect, then I'll be very sad. I'm not getting my little 2 bars there, which you normally get. I don't know. We'll see. This is a very long tutorial, very long and unorganized, but we're going through the growing process together. I think that makes it more comprehensive when you see me actually have a problem and then, you know, try and solve it. If I can't connect, then I'm not sure what to do, because I've been disconnected from the server. Does it mean that I have to like create a whole new thing? If so, that's kinda lame-o, but creating like a whole new friend code every time and all of that, but I mean, what can you do? I'm gonna give it a moment to try and connect, and then I'll try and troubleshoot things. Let's see here. Connecting for a moment. Alright, I don't want this to take too long, so I'm gonna pause real quick. Alright, so we ended up getting a communication error. Did they give me something for that? Because that's all it said to me was communication error. That might be an issue with the server. I think I entered everything correctly. Install brain slug. Okay, that's for the Wii. You can connect to the server with the Wii too. That's weird because I have my my thing set up, my PalPad, like, because the ROM is different per computer, so you should have to set up a new friend code and a new PalPad. You should, in theory, have to be able. You should, in theory, have to. And then if not, that's kind of weird. But yeah, that's weird. I don't know. Maybe the server is down, and it may go down or be restarted at times. Yeah. Be sure to delete before connecting to the server your WFC profile, or else it'll give you an error when you connect. Well, I just deleted it, so do I have to delete it and then reconnect it every single time? That's not lame at all, but I'm gonna go ahead and restart it and then see if that is the issue. If that's the issue, then that's lame, but what can you do? So it says to do that every time, so I guess you have to do that every time. You can't just have it set up once. So that's something to definitely keep in mind. We're just gonna go ahead and connect. Testing connection. I don't know. That seems like a mild functionality issue, but at the end of the day, I didn't set the server up, so what am I gonna do? I'm still benefiting from this for free, so again, I can't really complain too badly, I suppose. I'm just going to go ahead and enter these in, and this is going to be a lot longer than I thought it would be, but this is all good stuff to keep in mind. This is stuff that I should have tested beforehand, but you know, sometimes it's better to see me working through the problems live. It makes it look more authentic, if you know what I'm saying, if you care about authenticity. I don't know. We're gonna go ahead and connect to it. This will be the last try. If not, then I'll just go ahead and upload this, and then maybe I'll figure out what the problem is. But I think that should solve it. Hoping it does. As I'm still trying to figure out why that would be, why I would need to disconnect and then reconnect it. Alright, I got 2 bars. Alright. Let's give it a moment here. I should have a legit FC. Yep, and there we go. So that's the problem. So anytime that you want to connect after you've disconnected, you have to go into the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection setup, erase it, and then reconnect to the soft AP or whatever Wi-Fi you're connecting to if you're on console. So that's pretty annoying, but like you see there, this is actually working. And then if I could connect via my cartridge, you would probably see it like right there, but can't, unfortunately, because of reasons that I just explained. But yeah, there we are, showing you on the Desmume Wi-Fi that I am connected to the Wi-Fi room. Troubleshooted some problems right there on screen, and that's basically all you got to do. So definitely, if you find me on Twitter, just challenge me there if you want to, you know, battle in the 4th generation. I guess I could download a ROM and do 5th gen too, but 5th gen is kind of lame. It's not as lame as I think people make it out to be, but I would definitely rather be playing 4th gen. But that's just me. So other people are different. And then if enough people want to get involved, then maybe I could create a Skype group or find another Skype group that's already out there. Because I know there's like a small group of like 10 people out there that are doing this, but you know, considering how awesome of a 4th gen is or was, I guess I should still use is because it still is awesome, then, you know, more people should get involved in this, especially the Wi-Fi scene, because this was essentially how competitive Mons got as big as it was because of 4th gen Wi-Fi. And I still think that it's the best gen of Wi-Fi to play. Maybe it's just the nostalgia factor, whereas with the other gens it's like Showdown or PO, but I don't know. But yeah, that should be your tutorial about how to do things. And like I said, hopefully me and the viewers can create a network of people that want to play 4th gen and 5th gen 2 on Wi-Fi, and then kind of start that up. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed, even though this was a bit of a mess, but I think all the information should still be there. So yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed, and peace.